1 2 1 2. Good morning, good morning, good morning, loves. It's your girl Fathom DJ, live and direct via Spreaker. I will not be here long. I probably should apologize to those of you who hit my inbox for not responding. I am having a very real moment right now, and just to continue the consistency upon which I've been bringing you these morning love messages, as well as to give you some deeper food for thought, is the reason why I'm recording this today. So, we had a very interesting session last Wednesday, and that was very eye-opening for myself as well. I want to thank those of you who listened to that podcast. I also want to thank those of you who read the newsletter or the email that I sent to your email address, as well as those of you who read the blog that I posted. I most certainly want to thank those of you who connected with me after reading that information. Thank you. So last Wednesday was very real for me. I had that Wednesday be the Wednesday of a lot of releasing of energy. I cried a lot after that podcast. I most certainly cried a lot that Thursday. Thursday evening, I was preparing for my trip to Oakland, and unfortunately, I was in a car accident. Because I am so incredibly feverish about being professional and making sure that I show up for dates that I'm booked to play, that I'm doing everything that I can to execute professionalism, which is first and foremost for me as a DJ as well as an entrepreneur. I did not immediately seek care, because I was more concerned about getting on a plane to go to Oakland. So I decided Friday, after having the car accident on Thursday, to go to the hospital. What I experienced that day and the days to follow, I will consider a very important lesson learned. And I'm sharing this, and maybe it's against my betterment or my greater good, but I'm sharing this because somebody probably can learn from it. I have poured a lot of energy and time into the internet. I put a lot of energy and time into building my web presence. With all of the changes that the algorithms have had, all of the changes that the platforms have incurred, I have created lots of what I consider decent, because I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways. I've created a lot of decent content to add to the body of work for Fathom DJ, as well as Abston Consulting, which a lot of you may or may not know about. But at this point, I come to the realization, based on the idea that I had this car accident, that I'm doing too much of nothing. Especially, and this is just, I have to be real about it. Maybe I'll regret saying this later or not. I've spent a lot of time supporting, spent a lot of energy counseling and pointing other people in the right direction. And I realized that when my self gets tired, or when myself has a real moment, that that support and that those needs that I have as a human are not necessarily met or not even cared about, because people are off doing whatever they're doing, and I think that's fair. But you really come to the conclusion that social media is an unrealistic place. So unrealistic that for the last couple of days, with me being forced to take it easy and to rest and do what these doctors have asked me to do, I've just sat back and realized that we're living in a false world and trying to impress people who don't render any value to our lives. There are people in our real lives who support us. There are people in our real lives who are there for us when we have, any real issues and things of that nature. And what we're experiencing are a bunch of people who are only interested in us when we can provide for them and they can gain from it. When you can no longer do that, they have no more interest. And specifically, when someone came to my inbox and asked me, was I okay? And I told them that I had a accident and a concussion. They had absolutely, positively no response whatsoever. After inquiring, this is not about bitterness. This is not about, attention. It's about the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is people only care about you as it relates to what they need or require or desire. And I've cared a bit too much. So what I've decided to do based on that is reprioritize. In that repriority, I will only be doing my Morning Love podcasts. I will only be updating content on my website, and I will only be available via YouTube with potentially sparsely spread information on LinkedIn and possibly Instagram for now, because I'm finding myself sitting around. I'm finding myself trying to figure out how to appeal to people who don't bear any fruit for me. And I'm a very giving and sharing person, and I'm realizing that I'm putting myself last, and I'm not winning for myself and for the people who I really want to win for. So this is a repriority moment. This is a lesson learned moment that I have to be more focused on what's going to change my life for me. And after I've done that, then I can be better for everyone else. Not trying to be better for folks who only use you, who only need you when they need you, and everything else is just whatever about your real life and your real circumstances. What I've created in my content is far enough at this point that you will discover it as you will. What I've created in my content at this point, if you have the attention span to be curious about, you will find. And if you do not find it, then it's not for you to find. I'm not going to be hitting inboxes with information. I don't have that kind of time anymore. My clock is ticking. My life and the value of my life is important as it is to those people who are in front of me and in my reach and grasp in my real life. And I wanted to share this information with you because it might spark something in you. I am going to take my sister's lead, Sandra Jones, and join her in disconnecting myself from Facebook particularly. So if you're there and you're seeking me, you have a email address that you can send me information to. You have a phone number that you can send and communicate with me. And I have a website, which is findingfathomdj.com, and a few other places where you can get information in regards to my projects, as well as what is happening. My projects and my priorities will now go to Finding Fathom DJ first. So if you're looking for any information, that's where you're probably best suited to find it first and foremost. Again, you may feel this for yourself. There are a lot of people who have taken social media breaks and come back, and they're pouring more and more content in. I don't know if you've thought of what your agenda is as to why you need to do that. I think mostly it is to keep up with other people who don't give a damn about you, who don't care about your wellness or what is going to happen with you after you've entertained them for 16 seconds. I'm more concerned about those who are interested in being in my life and concerned about my wellness on an ongoing basis, not just about what I can do for them in terms of music or possibly booking them or anything. Those are my jobs. Those are things that I love to do, but it is not my life entirely to create mindless content for people who have no intent on supporting me in any capacity. So, having said that, once again, you can find my information at findingfathomdj.com first and foremost. I do intend on keeping up my mailing list now that I have reinitialized my mailing list. I will be probably doing a monthly mailing as well as blogging, and that content will also be found on my website. But just to be sitting around mindlessly trying to impress people and updating my status on Facebook, that content will not be there. I have had my awakening based on this accident, and I can't keep doing things for the general public that is not supporting me in any capacity. Can't do it because it's a lot of wasted time and energy, and I got these bigger goals and bigger plans. I have music to produce, I have events to produce, I have a new opportunity that I have to be prepared for, that I have studying and things that I have to do in order to be the best that I can be for me and for my future. And my future involves the people who are in front of me. And this is not a diss to anyone who is inspired, because I'm still going to be here. I'm just going to be here in different ways that are for the betterment of those who are really interested and invested in seeing me grow, who are inspired and interested in the betterment of myself as well as their selves together and equally. So I am sending you cosmic kisses to those of you who once again have supported me, who have helped me in any capacity over all of these years, who are supporting and sending prayers and energy for my betterment today, and who have been doing that for the last couple days as it pertains to this accident that I had. For those of you who I've corresponded with directly in any capacity, know that it comes from my heart, and that I'm going through my personal life, and I'm taking this moment because the universe has asked me to reprioritize, and that is exactly what I'm doing. So cosmic kisses, and I will talk to you soon. Space.